TDF, Culture in capitals. Pitchfork gave it a 7.7 and said the latest from the Minneapolis producer is full of dramatic transitions and collagist sounds, designed as he enlists a small army of underground rappers to sample his vibey blowout sound. Didn't know any of that before I listened to it. I've not heard of him before, and it was a nice soulful start. It was felt spiritual R&B rather than gangster. And yeah, auto-tune kicked in and my heart dropped a little bit, but it was sort of in an old school way. So it was like, can auto-tune trap be old school? It just sounded like albums I was listening to 6 months ago, and I do feel like that's progressed a little bit to some odd places. So I thought, oh no, we're going to have an album of that. Because the first 2 or 3 tracks I was just not really impressed. It had a little bit more bounce, but I was thinking, it's got the Drakes about it, I suppose. It's experience music rather than song based, and I didn't find the journeys I was going on particularly interested. Then track 4 sort of attached, there was a few bass bins that sort of caught my ear, and I thought, this ain't bad. I prefer, and then the beats were often quite solid, I was noticed, but I was in the trap trance still. Not minding it, but not overly enjoying it either. But then, what was it, track like 13, 14, I was absolutely mind blown. It was Out of Control Paparazzi, and that was the first great song for me. When all sort of Pink Sifu or JPEG Mafia or Kendrick even, it went quite gangster, and I really enjoyed it then. And then after that, maybe I listened to it with new ears, but it did go back to trap trance. But if it wasn't, it was like this little bit of meat in the middle. I'm a vegetarian, but of these tracks that showed a real push. Some lovely productions, but a little bit too much trap trance for me. 6 out of 10. But some of that, if I can do an album like them middle 2 tracks, I'll be excited. Cheers.